So Manchester United have been linked with RB Salzburg's Nene Dorgeles, which I would interpret as Alejandro Garnacho's potential replacement. But how good is he currently compared with Garnacho? Does he have the same potential as the Argentinian? Where would he play in Amorim's 3-4-3 system? And is he the right type of signing that Manchester United should be making at the moment? Or would there be a better alternative who is stylistically similar to Dorgeles? So the Malian was 22 back in December and has been at Red Bull Salzburg since signing for them back in January 2021, from the same side that Sekou Kone arrived at United from. Since then he's gone out on a few loans to lower league Austrian sides, as well as a Belgian Pro League. Now from the eye test to me, he resembles a young Raheem Sterling, in the sense that his best attributes are his dribbling, ball carrying and his pace. In Amorim's 3-4-3 system, I don't think his all-round game is developed enough for him to come in as one of the two interior forwards in the front three, and so I think he'd play in either of the two wing-back positions, due to the fact that I think he's most effective when he's receiving the ball in a wide position on the outside of the opposition's defensive shape, looking to create a 1v1 against the opposition's fullback or wide midfielder, before using a drop of the shoulder combined with quick footwork to try to wrong foot the opposition player, and then use his acceleration to burst into the space on the other side. And another reason why I think he could suit that wing-back position is because he does have the baseline tenacity and defensive discipline that I think could see him evolve into an offensive-minded wing-back in Amorim's system. However, for me I just see this being more of a Brighton signing than a Manchester United signing. I mean, in comparison to Garnacho, I think whilst he is better suited to playing as a wing-back, I still think Garnacho is the superior player, and he's also a year and a half younger than Dorgeles. Now Dorgeles is capable of making those diagonal runs in behind the opposition's backline and getting into goal scoring positions, and he has shown either on his left or his right foot that he can finish from those 1v1 opportunities, or when cutting inside into a shooting position on either foot. However, like Garnacho, I still think Dorgeles is very raw, lacks composure in certain situations, as well as being a bit lightweight physically. Now before I carry on with the analysis, a quick reminder, I do have an in-game Instagram group chat, and I will be releasing an ebook towards the end of the month, so if you are signed up to the group chat, you will get that for free. If not, it will be slightly more expensive. But if you do want access to discussion and analysis throughout all the Manchester United games, as well as Q&As at the start and at the end of the week, I'll leave my Patreon linked in all the usual places. So I do think that Dorgeles is more of a 1v1 isolationist compared with Garnacho, which is why he would suit that wing-back role more than the United youngster in my opinion. But overall, Garnacho is the better player, and if we roll on time for a few years and assume that both players develop their mental attributes like their decision making and composure, as well as improving physically and athletically, I think Garnacho has higher potential. You also have to factor in that Nene Dorgeles has been playing in the Austrian League, whilst Garnacho has been playing in the Premier League, in what under Ten Hag was an abysmal Manchester United side. Put Dorgeles in his Manchester United side for the last year and a half, and I think a lot of the same criticisms that are levelled at Garnacho could also be levelled at him. Whilst you can see that he does have the natural ability to maybe eventually develop into a Premier League winger or a wing-back in the future, I think that could be years away, and I don't think he quite replaces what Garnacho offers on the counter-attack or when breaking in behind the backline into goal-scoring positions. And whilst he would be significantly cheaper than the fee we could get for Garnacho, I just don't see how he's an upgrade. To me, this resembles a Facundo Pellistri or Dan James transfers, someone who obviously has some ability, but at this point in time, I think his game is far too limited, specifically mentally and physically, to expect him to be able to come into the United side and have an impact. I think he'd need a loan for 1 or 2 seasons, and even then I'm still not 100% sure that he'd be able to break into the United side and be a consistent feature in Amorim's squad. It just seems like an odd one to me. A better option for me, someone who would be stylistically similar, who'd probably cost around the same amount, assuming Dorgeles is valued between 15 and 20 million pounds, would be Malik Fofana at Lyon. I just think his all-round game is a lot more developed than Nene Dorgeles, and he's more complete as a player. He is similar to the Red Bull Salzburg man in the sense that I think at the moment, though he is more of a ball carrier than someone who's going to beat a man in a 1v1, I don't see Dorgeles being able to instantly translate this skill to either the Premier League or Ligue 1, and I think that has to be factored in. But technically I just think Fofana is better, and whilst Dorgeles does have the ability to break in behind the back line into goal scoring positions, I think Fofana is better in this regard. Dorgeles hasn't played enough minutes to really use his FB ref report reliably, playing just 365 minutes this season in the Champions League, but if we use it anyway just for comparison, against Fofana's FB ref report from the past 365 days, we can see that Nene Dorgeles ranks higher for his take-on metrics Whilst Fofana's ball carrying metrics are higher on his end, Fofana is definitely better when it comes to getting into and finishing from goal scoring positions, and even defensively, I think like Dorgeles, Fofana has shown he has the capabilities to potentially evolve into a wing back. And so of the two I would prefer Fofana, however at the moment I don't think either player is ready for Manchester United, particularly as a Garnacho replacement, and so in future videos I will be exploring who I think would be the ideal replacement if Garnacho is sold to Napoli. So thank you for watching. If you want to check out the Patreon and get access to the Instagram group chat, I'll leave it on the end screen now.